Hello traders and welcome to the market opening preview on a Wednesday, hump day, middle of our trading week, June 8th, 2016. Traders is brought to you through FXCL Excellence in Trading. Traders, please come visit our website at fxclearing.com for your trading solutions. Traders, great to be with you on a hump day, middle of our trading week, coming to you from Thailand with overcast skies. Looks like it's going to be a pretty nice day though today. And lots of things going on in the markets, and we'll get to that in just a moment. However, let me introduce myself to you for those of you who do not know who I am. My name is William Gilday, and I'm your moderator for the Market Opening Preview Series that we record every single trading day before the London Open. Traders, I will tell you that I do record this during the Asia session. Traders, I've been trading over 10 years. I started trading in 2006. And in 2008, I retired from a wonderful 27-year career as a firefighter paramedic out of the great state of Florida. Traders, 9 days later, came to Thailand for a 3-month holiday. Well, I'm in my 9th year in Asia and absolutely love it. Traders, so what about my trading? How do I trade? Well, one of the things I do is I am really big now on fundamentals. Not that I trade the news. However, I listen to the news. I know what's going on around the world. And it's so important today that you know when announcements are coming out, data is being released, and even when surprises happen, that's why I pay for my news feed, because I get anything that comes out spontaneous, it'll come over my news feed. And it's just really important that you have a very good idea about fundamentals, because remember, we're macro traders. We trade the globe. We don't just trade one single currency pair. And it's just really important. So I take my fundamentals, but I'm a technician. I really like reading candlestick charts, and we're looking at, if you read candlesticks, it tells you a story of what's going on. And of course, that involves price action. Then we look at support, resistance, price structure, price failure. We're looking at all those things on our charts. Price levels, I like the 20, the 80, the 50, and the double zeros, right? Those price levels you want to keep an eye at. I use Fibonacci tool a lot on my charts. As you'll see, I use them on my charts every day. It's a great tool to use for entries, for exits. Just gives you an idea where levels and where price could possibly bounce. Now, why do I use that? Well, it's not because I like necessarily Fibonacci, but everybody else uses Fibonacci. You also find that on my charts we'll have 3 exponential moving averages, a 200, a 55, and a 10 exponential moving average on all my charts. Like to look at my EMAs, make sure that they're in the right direction. They're not looking like a bowl of spaghetti, right? They're not all tangled in with each other. Got nice angle, nice separation, and everybody's in line. We'll take a look at that in just a second. So that's a little bit about myself. I'm a pullback trader. I like the pair to make the move, and then I wait for the pullback into a fib level, and then I'll enter into the trade going with the trend. I look at a daily chart and a 4-hour chart, a 1-hour chart, and I trade off a 30-minute chart. So I put all those together, and between the two of them, I come up with an analysis, and then I come up with a trade plan. Once my trade plan is in place, it's a matter of waiting for price to come to my level, and then I'll enter the trade. So that's just a little bit about myself. Let's take a look at our risk disclaimer, get the legal stuff out of the way. Forex trading has a large potential rewards, but also a large potential of risk. You must be aware of the risks and be willing to accept them in order to invest in the Forex market. Traders, most importantly in trading any markets, I don't care what you trade, capital preservation is the key. Live to trade for tomorrow. So traders, please do not trade with money you cannot afford to lose. Traders, always remember that past performance of any trading system or methodology is not necessarily indicative of future results. All right, let's take a look at some news and some data that's come out already and data that's going to come out. We got some China data coming out in Asia today. We had some Japanese data already out, and we'll talk about that in a second. However, what happened on the markets yesterday? The Dow 30 closed up 0.10%. The S&P 500 closed up 0.13%. And the NASDAQ closed in the red, negative 0.14%, with the small cap 2000 closing positive 0.27%. Let's take a look over in the Eurozone. It looks really nice. Everybody looks like they're in the green. The DAX closed up 1.65%. The FTSE 100 out of London closed positive 0.18%. And the CAC 40 out of Paris was positive 1.19%, with the Euro Stoxx 50 positive 1.37%. Traders, let's move over to Asia, now remember, some of these countries are not trading, and I'll let you know which ones they are. However, the Nikkei 225 is currently trading, and it's positive 0.28%, with the S&P ASX 200 out of Australia that is currently trading, and it's negative 0.22%. The China A50 closed yesterday positive 0.05%, and they open in about 45 minutes as we're recording this. The Hang Seng is also not open yet, but they did close positive 1.42% yesterday. However, the Kospi out of Seoul is currently trading, and they are flat across the board, all zeros across the board. So, pretty good in Asia. Everybody was in the green, except for Australia, which is currently trading, like I said, was negative 0.20%. Let's take a look at our economic calendar for today. Like I said, we did have some data come out earlier today in Japan, and I'm just trying to see what else we had. That was it. Okay. So we did have some data come out earlier, and that was GDP quarter on quarter for Q1. It came out at 0.5%, and consensus was 0.5%. So they came out within expectations. So no big surprises there. We do have later today, these are high impact news events. We have trade balance out of China today in the Asia session. So look at your economic calendar for that. And then it's pretty quiet. We only have manufacturing production month on month from the Great British Pound in the London session, and that is the only high impact news event. And we have in the U.S. session today, we have nothing that's high impact. Everything is low impact in the U.S. session today. Canada, medium impact, has housing starts. So not a lot of news coming out today at all, to be honest with you. It looks like it's going to be a pretty quiet day to day today, which is okay with me. It's going to be a technical trading day. And no speakers today. Pretty surprised that we don't have no Fed speakers today. Nobody's speaking today. So that's what's going on with our markets and our economic calendar. We're just keeping an eye on that throughout the day. Commentary is, I think, you really have to be careful when you're trading. Remember, we have 2 weeks now, and we're going to get that Brexit vote in the UK, whether they're going to stay in the Eurozone or they're going to leave. Numbers change every day. Polls are coming out constantly. And if you look at the pound dollar, it's pretty erratic. It's all over the place. And I think we're going to see like a freeze on the markets. People are going to stop pretty soon here. We know they're not going to do a rate hike in June from the Fed because of NFP last week. So I don't think that's an issue anymore. However, oil closed yesterday above the $50 mark. It closed at $50.23. So actually closed above the $50 mark, and that's a mark that we need to really take a look at, because it's hit $50, but it's never closed above $50, and it did yesterday. So I think we have a pretty slow trading week for the rest of the next 3 days until we get into the weekend. However, just be careful with any pound pairs or euro pairs. I just think we're going to have some issues there. We might have some issues with the yen, but I don't think so. I don't think the BOJ is going to do anything. BOJ Governor Kuroda has not spoken in 2 days. And when they're going to get ready to do something, he will start talking. Trust me, my friends, he will start talking. So let's take a look at some charts. We've got 6 charts to look at. We'll start off with the euro dollar. This is yesterday's chart, by the way. I didn't make any changes to the chart, and you can see that price action has been sideways for almost 3 days now. It has not done nothing. So the euro is just sideways. Nothing's going on. The trade plan from yesterday still stands. We want to get it at 1.1341. We want to get it at 1.1262. So, this is a nice pair. It's a nice trade if it works. We've got plenty of pips to make, but we don't have any price action. And you can see that the moving averages indicate that, because the 10 and the 55 EMAs are really tight together, right? If you take a look at that daily pivot point, look at how price is just hovering at that, just under that daily pivot point. So we're looking for a bearish candlestick formation. We're looking for a retest, and then we can sell this, and we'll see how that goes today. Take a look at the pound. The pound, you can see this big blue candle with that big spike with the wick there, and there was some speculation why that happened, but it did happen. And nobody actually, when it happened, nobody knew why, because nothing came out. There was no data that came out. However, we're bearish in the pound dollar. We want to sell this. I want to sell this. I'm looking to get in at 45.29, and we'll get out at 43.62. However, I'm not doing anything with the Great British Pound until after the vote. So we're not going to even touch this pair at all. Okay, we're staying away from that. Let's take a look at the Euro Aussie. The Euro Aussie really is in this downtrend. It's been in a downtrend. However, we're not at a level to sell this. We want this to pull back as close to that 52.90 level. And we'll get out at 51.07, and it will be a nice trade. But if you look at these candles, my friend, they are just small, wimpy little candles. We're not really seeing a lot of decision here. So we're just going to have to watch it. That's all I can say. I put a fib tool on the chart. I'm just waiting for it to pull back to the 61.8. We're going to get out at the 161.8 Fibonacci level. Like I said, at 51.10, 51.15, somewhere in that area, we'll get out. And it's also just above the S2 pivot point. So nice trade plan. Let's get some price action to get it working. Let's take a look at the Aussie dollar. The Aussie dollar bumped up yesterday. They had some data yesterday. It wasn't bad, but I didn't think it was that great. And it bumped up their currency pair, and it's sitting at resistance now. I put a magenta line on the top of the chart to show you where the resistance is, and we want to sell this. So really, when I'm recording this, we're a little bit late, right? We should have looked at this 4 hours ago, but that for me would have been about 4:30 in the morning. So that didn't work out, but we might get a pullback. However, I'm not even looking to get in this until we get below this daily pivot point and 55 EMA. And we're looking to get into the trade at about 74.13, 74.10. And we'll take it all the way down to the 200 exponential moving average and the daily S2 pivot at 0.7341. So nice trade. If it works, we just need the Aussie dollar to come down. So we're looking for dollar strength. Yesterday was amazing. The dollar index was at 93.89 when I last looked yesterday in the beginning of the New York session. So the dollar's gotten weak over the last week, and we're hoping that turns around and pulls back for us. Let's take a look at the euro yen. We know we're bearish in the euro yen. We've been bearish in the euro yen for a long time. And not much I want to do here. Just need this to give us a pullback to that daily pivot. This is not a bad entry if you're seeing this video early on in the day. It's not a bad entry to take this on the next candle and to make sure it clears that 23.6 Fibonacci level. But I'd like to get it like 121.90, and we'll get out at 120.93. Well, that's a 96 pip trade, my friends. So not a bad trade if we can get in the trade. That's the hard part. Is where we're going to get in, because it's all about drawdown. How much risk do I want to put on this trade? And that's what it's all about, right? Where are you going to put your stop at? What's it going to cost you to click the mouse, right? All right, let's take a look at the New Zealand dollar. Not a lot going on with the New Zealand dollar. It popped up there for a couple of days, and now it's hovering at the daily pivot point in the 55. It's got to close below the daily pivot point before I even consider taking this, and we'll get in at 0.6941. We'll get out at 68.64. I put this box on the chart showing you the 200 exponential moving average, but the reason I put it there was I wanted to show you, when I say that we have a wide open space, this is a wide open space. There's no price action in here. It's clear to trade, and that's why I put the take profit at the S2 pivot, because I don't think the 200 exponential moving average is going to hold up on price. I think it's going to go right through the 200 exponential moving average, because there's nothing left of the chart. There's no price action, and I think it's just going to slide right on through, and we can take profit at the S2. And that's why I put that there. But we're bearish on the New Zealand dollar, folks. I am bearish. I do not want to buy the New Zealand dollar. If this bounces and goes up, it's going without me, because I'm not buying this. Take a look at that 10 EMA on the top of the chart, that little thin brown line. It's a 10 exponential moving average. What's going to happen here is either price is going to come back up to the 10 EMA, or the EMA is going to come down to price. So either way, we got to see some kind of a reaction. All right, traders, right on time today. 14 minutes and 20 seconds. Traders, I'd like to thank you on behalf of myself, William Gilday, and our great friends at FXCL. FXCL Excellence in Trading. Please come visit our website at fxclearing.com for your trading solutions. Traders, have a great trading day, and always remember to trade smart and not hard. Traders, we'll catch you in about 24 hours. Take care now. Bye-bye.